So one, just segueing from Godot for everyone for a moment, but it is applying to Godot for everyone is subtitles. Now you've people have
Mm.
mentioned Udemy and asked about Udemy, and Udemy do auto-generated subtitles, which have gotten us in a bit of a pickle in the past because they don't seem to have a profanity filter or a sensibility filter on their auto subtitles. So whilst Udemy do subtitles, they don't do them very well. However, we've started going through and manually captioning or adding subtitles to courses in English. So what you will find is that at the moment, Erin's brand new course on geometry nodes is the only one currently that has subtitles on it. However, that will branch out, certainly with all the new courses getting the treatment first, and then the back catalogue, anything that's still on sale. Obviously, things will go out of date. Is that the right? No. Or
Become obsolete.
become obsolete. Basically, no one at some point, no one's going to buy a Godot 3.5 course or a Blender
Um,
2.7 course, for instance.
Deirdre is asking, you got stick for auto-generated subtitles with little or no control over. Yes, specifically um, on one of my introductions for discovering Godot.
It's better than my one.
I can't remember exactly what I said, but it was something along the lines of, "Hello, you wonderful Godot people. In this video, we're going to yada, yada, yada." And it said, "Hello, you wonderful God. In this video, we'll jihad." I'm like,
Nope. Nope. Just nope.
I,
The thing is, we couldn't turn those off, so we would only get reports
yeah.
of that when they came back. I had one when I was both doing a chess piece, a pawn that you would use in chess,
Mhm.
and also when you're doing Unreal, a pawn is a type of actor that you can use, and so obviously that was spelt incorrectly, not
Right.
Pawn like it should have been, because I think it was an Americanized um, dictation,
Mhm.
so I was supposed to say pan or something. That to me that sounds more like a pan, but there we go. Yes, there
Yes,
we go.
Durgan has pointed out it is kind of a journey. Yes, I mean, technically, by the most literal translation of jihad, it is a journey and we are striving, which is what the word actually means. I am not a Muslim, but it doesn't mean holy war. Um, but I don't know that it's worth me arguing that point repeatedly. um, we also occasionally get requests for subtitles in other languages. This is very expensive. And I don't just mean expensive in terms of money, I mean it's incredibly labor intensive. We want to do it both in English and in other
Yes.
languages, but we are still a small company. And frankly, we don't have the resources yet.
Yes. So, one of my children is actually doing the subtitles and earning some pocket money from doing that, and he's very engaged with it at the moment and is loving going through it. And he's obviously he's quite technical himself, so he can actually understand. That's one of the other things with actually going through anything that's got any technicality to it. The
Hmm.
subtitles actually have to match what's going on the screen. They can't be verbatim what you're saying, otherwise it doesn't have the same meaning.
And the person doing the subtitle has to know what the jargon means, which is
Yeah.
how you avoid the porn problem, right? If you have a homonym, which is two words that sound the same but don't have the same meaning, um, you need the person to know which one it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, we want to talk a little bit about the Kickstarter. We're not doing a Kickstarter for this. This is a very big course. It's not the biggest course we've done without a Kickstarter. I think there'll be Blender. Um, we don't really want to be in the business of every course we do gets its own Kickstarter, and we're still waiting on Godot to be stable enough to deliver the Godot content
Yeah.
from your action RPG. And it just felt really cheap to run another Kickstarter and say, "Give us your money. We haven't even started the last one yet." It we don't want to.
So
As
I'm
William Shakespeare
chuckling
once
I'm
said,
chuckling away
"We
at
don't want to
Roderick at
do
the
you
moment.
like that."
Yes.
Um, Hiring students for exposure. Yeah, no,
No.
it's we have had people volunteer to do subtitles before, and I've always been very reluctant because I don't think they understand the sheer amount of work they've just volunteered for. because subtitling a 10-minute video is not 10 minutes work.
No.
In fact, it probably takes longer to manually subtitle a video than it does to edit it because
Uh,
you have to match up timestamps and check
well,
spelling and do all
one
kinds
of
of
the
stuff.
biggest things going through the process of the you mean interns love it. So one of the biggest things when you're actually subtitling is the fact that if a video edit is done, your subtitles don't work anymore
Yep.
because the video's at a different length. And all it takes is one edit like that, and suddenly you've got okay. You don't redo the whole lot of subtitles, but you need to redo it either way.
The Mad Tinkerer says, "You guys wouldn't be the first to ask for more before finishing your first product." Winky face. I'm sorry, I can't hear you. I'm going through a tunnel.
Sorry, and
Yep. Breaking up.
if I just turn noise cancellation on, it does the job for me, doesn't it? When it comes to that, so yeah. Whenever
Um,
we do a Kickstarter next, it'll always be for something that requires uh, added risk. That's essentially it. We want to do something, and we want to do something that if we go out on our own and do it, it's going to consume a vast amount of resources, and we won't necessarily know whether something is going to be like really exciting for people or not. And one of the best ways of doing that is through a Kickstarter, because if you
yep.
release a Kickstarter and it doesn't do particularly well, Mag Racer would be a great example. It did do well by our own metrics, but it didn't succeed its
It
goal,
didn't
which
do
means there wasn't enough
right.
excitement. There wasn't enough
And also,
excitement around the
we
project
couldn't
itself.
justify taking the time away from other projects it would take
Yeah.
to create something that size. Um, Durgan says, "Hello, Star Citizen." Durgan has actually tried to get me into Star Citizen a few times, and I just won't. Like, release the game and I'll look at it. But
But only if you buy a ship for $17,000.
Roderick, I watched the subtitles for movie short for my parents. No good subs are available online. It took barely a whole day for 4 minutes of it.
Yeah, welcome to subtitling. It is impressively
And then
long.
when you start getting other languages, like translating between languages is not easy. Like even between English and French, the two
What do you
languages I
mean?
speak,
We just stick it
they're
in
not
Google
literal.
Translate and press translate and upload it.
I mean, Google Translate is getting better, but it doesn't have a theory of mind. So
Very true.
it
Very
can't deal
true.
with context. The
No.
famous auto-translated engineering manuals that translated the English hydraulic ram into water sheep in Chinese were
Bit different. It'll be
yeah.
fine. 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 It's on fire. Fine.
But yeah, so God of for everyone. I am very excited about it. We don't currently have a time for it. We're not yet taking orders for it because it's still at the stage where so much is changing. We don't really want you guys paying for something we haven't committed to.
Yeah.
But we're getting pretty close to it, and we are now at the stage where it's like, you know what? Let's tell them. Let's tell them what the name is. Let's show them the logo. We spent so long just playing with images for that horse image.
It was like the best part of an hour just going through tweaking this
Yeah.
hue, that setting. At one point, I was like, "Oh, this will look much better with a darker background." But the darker background, I'm like, "Nope, nope, nope,
No,
nope,
it doesn't.
nope."
So yeah, we're going for something accessible. We're going for something cartoony. I want something that can be understood by what's a good age? Maybe
8,
9-year olds,
8, 9,
8-year
something
olds,
like that.
up to retirees. Like it should be something that the pedagogy is strong enough that it can work across the spectrum. Um, it's not going to be everyone's thing, and that's great. There are plenty of people making all kinds of different tutorials.
Yeah,
Um, there are it's not going to be the only resource you will ever need because different people have different styles, different people have different ideas, and different people have different solutions. But I think it's really exciting. I like the games we have so far. They're very simple, but they're fun to play and they're great to expand on. Like
yeah.
coming up with um, power ups for spooky bricks was just fun.
You, I
Coming up with the
believe you
character
had
was fun.
too much fun with